Hi guys, so today I'm filming my Pet Peeves tag, and I've been wanting to do this tag ever since I kind of started YouTube. I just never really got around to doing it because other things I just have been coming up, obviously, and I've just had other things on my filming list for a really long time. So I also got tagged to do this video by Nicole, which is Beauty of Music 18, which I think she still makes videos here on YouTube, so I'll link her down below. I got tagged to do this by her like months and months ago. I just never got around doing it, so if Nicole, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I just didn't get around to doing it. Obviously, I'm doing it now. So I'm waving around this paper like no other. This is like my little cheat sheet of all my little pet peeves I want to share with you guys. So, also a little disclaimer before I start, my brother's playing music super loud because he is home from university and I can't get him to quiet down. So I also don't want this video to be super long, so I'm going to just try to get started. The water's going on in the background in my bathroom, so another kind of distraction. I'm really sorry. I don't have any face makeup on, I just have some lip stuff. I'll just do a zoom in. And then I tried to do this cool eyeliner look that Rachel Whitehurst achieved on YouTube. Sorry, I got a little pimple there. It's a line of blue eyeliner and then a line of black eyeliner winged out. So I think it looks super pretty and super appropriate for spring and summer with a pop of color. And I don't have any face makeup on, so that's my face is a little rashy. I'm just gonna get started. So my first pet peeve is these aren't in a specific order, but this very first one that I'm going to say is in a specific order. It's the very one that I cannot stand, and it doesn't seem like it could be that important, but to me it frustrates me so much. So I'm just going to come out and say it, and it's when people walk super duper slow in front of you, no matter where you are. It's usually in public. I mean, people don't walk slow in my house in front of me. I can, you know, get around them. But at school, I want to say it's the worst at school because I come from a portable for my last period class into the school to go to my locker to collect my books and everything for the end of the day to catch the bus. And it is so crowded in the hallway I come in. I mean, obviously we can't help that. It's a hallway, right? People walk in it. But it just annoys me when people are walking so slow for no apparent reason to, or they do it to piss you off on purpose, which annoys me even more if you know the person. It's not so much happened to me when you know the person, but it annoys me still if they're walking super slow and you're right behind them. Another one is kind of relating to when people are walking super slow in the hallway. It's when people block the hallway. So you're walking through whatever, and they stop, which is the worst, to talk to their friend in the middle of the hallway. And you are trying to either get to your class or just get somewhere, right? And you got these people, this big group of people having a chat in the middle of the hallway. It's like, can you please move? I am trying to get to my class. Or this is a very narrow hallway. I am trying to move past you guys, and they still don't move. It is really frustrating, especially when they're older than you or in the older grades and bigger and taller and gigantic, and you're just like this little person that's like, excuse me, I'm trying to get by. So that really annoys me too when they're blocking the hallway and they're walking slow, just the worst mixture. So yeah, when people stop to talk to their friend in the middle of the hallway, I mean, you can easily carry your conversation to the side near a locker or something. The next one is texting and walking, which is kind of hypocritical because I do it. I know a lot of people that do, a lot of my friends do, but the worst is when you're walking super slow, get this, blocking the hallway and talking to your friend like beside you and texting at the same time. So you're multitasking, trying to walk, talk to your friend, and text. Or even just texting. You're texting, concentrating on what you're trying to say on this little electronic, and there are people behind you, and again, you're walking super slow. At least when I know I'm texting, I move over to the side and text while I walk. And if I'm texting while walking, I try to still walk at a decent speed where people behind me aren't going to start yelling, get really upset at you for texting and walking. So that's another one that really bothers me. If you're going to text, again, move it to the side or walk on the side. I mean, not where like everyone's trying to get through and then there's just you like, oh, getting bumped by someone, oh, getting bumped by someone. Like, it just gets annoying. And then the next one is when you say excuse me and they don't move, which is another one. I feel like mannerisms are very important. I mean, manners are in general. I hate it when you say excuse me and rudely they do not move, or they decide to have a funny comeback or something about not moving. That also really bothers me. So, half the time I don't even bother to say excuse me anymore. I'm still a pretty polite person, I'd like to say. That sounds really conceited, but I use my manners all the time. I think it's only fair to get them in return also. When people say excuse me, right away I'm out of there. I try to find space for them. The next one is when my name is spelt or pronounced wrong. And that one's kind of just for my like self, I guess. It shouldn't really bother anyone, obviously, because it's my name. Clarissa, it's spelled C-L-A-R-I-S-S-A, and there hasn't been a ton of times where it's spelt wrong, but it's pronounced wrong a lot, and it's usually people that have a stronger European accent or anything or something like that. I'm not picking on the Europeans or anything, but it definitely does bother me when they don't even really try to say it and they kind of butcher it a little bit. The next point is when people talk down to me. I hate, and I don't like using the word hate, but I strongly, strongly dislike when people talk to you as if you're a baby. And there are many times where I've been babied and I just say to the person, I don't appreciate you talking to me like that. And that's a nice way of putting it. Usually I just say, I'm not 4, you don't have to talk to me like I'm 4 years old. So that usually gets them to smarten up a little bit. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a smart ass or anything, but you get the point, you know, when they're talking to you as if, yes, do you understand it? Do you get it? The next question, I keep saying question. The next point is coughing or sneezing everywhere. And I think this one is so disgusting because when I have a cold or a cough, I automatically use like the crook of my arm right here, which I think a lot of people should do. It's been proven that the best way to cough or sneeze into your arm is the best. Using your hand is the worst because you're touching things after and you're constantly like using your hands. Germs are getting transferred from your mouth and they're getting transferred to other objects and things, and it's just a big mess. So using your arm is the best. And when people are I get it if you're alone and you're just sneeze wherever off to the side in your room or something. That's a little bit different because it's your room. There's no one around you and you know what I mean, right? And when you're in public and you're with a bunch of people and all of a sudden, yeah, you're talking, next minute later, achoo, everywhere, and you sometimes feel the spit or the spray of their sneeze. And I find that is the grossest because that's happened to me a couple times and it's so gross. You get sick from that so easily and it's disgusting. Coughing is not as bad. The next one is when people talk while the teacher is talking. Now this one kind of sounds a little bit hypocritical of me as well because people that watch my videos, they may think, Clarissa, you talk to at school sometimes when the teacher is talking, which yes, I agree, I do. But when I do, it usually, I don't want to say it's when the teacher is not saying something important, but when they're just talking to a student about like a story or something like that. I mean, I don't want to say, because it's still rude to talk while a teacher is talking, but there is always that person in your class, and don't tell me that this isn't true because it definitely is. There's always that one person in your class that will never ever stop talking, whether the teacher is talking or their teacher is not talking, or it's like silent reading time. I don't know if you guys had that in like middle school, elementary school, or work time. They are talking. They do not close their mouth. It's always open. So I find it really annoying when they are talking while the teacher's talking and the teacher is saying something extremely important or describing, you know, teaching a lesson or explaining an assignment or a project or what's going to be on your test, like really important things that you really should keep your ears open and your mouth shut for. And even the person that is acknowledging the person that's talking to them, I think should have some guts and say, you know what, I'm trying to listen to this lesson, or this is really important, like just for 1 second, and then we'll get maybe back to our conversation after class or something. This one doesn't happen often to me, but there is times where I'll catch it happening when someone's talking to me while the teacher's talking. So this kind of relates back to the other one. When someone's talking while the teacher's talking, the worst is when they're talking to you and you're trying to listen to the teacher, especially if it's important or you're trying to answer a question and like, oh wait, what was that last one? And I get if it was like a multiple choice or something in the homework and they were taking it up. I understand that, but I can come back to that quicker than I can when the teacher is talking, if you know what I mean. So I don't like when someone's talking to me while a teacher's saying something important because I feel rude saying to the person or my friend, like, you know what, for a second, I'm trying to listen to the teacher, etc., etc. The next one is when teachers don't give due dates. This one's kind of just a general, like, thing. When you get assigned something and the teacher says, oh, I don't know when it's due yet, or I'm usually the kid that asks in class, sir or miss, do you know approximately if this is going to be due at the end of the week, the beginning of the week? Because I know a lot of the time they hate when you ask when due dates are, and I don't know why they hate it so much because it honestly doesn't give them a loss or anything. Like, I don't see what happens if you ask. it really bothers me when I'm someone that procrastinates, but not to the extent where it does it the night before. I do that with some things, but I wouldn't say that's me like 90% of the time, because 90% of the time you can ask any of my friends or people that go to school with me, my family that knows me, I will do the assignments way before it's due because I know that things are going to pile up. So that's the only reason why I asked the teacher, because I'm busy with after school extracurricular activities and dance and, you know, doing homework and studying for other things. I don't need something on top of that, and again, not knowing when the due date is, you know, like the next day, 2 days from then, or 2 weeks from then. The next one is when people ask me what's wrong 24/7, and that sounds so like I shouldn't be saying this one almost, because like that means, I guess, that you have people that are concerned, and not even concerned, that, you know, they want to be let into your life, like if something's going on or whatever. But I'm the type of person that has a straight face for a lot of things. So when I'm listening in class or whatever, I'm not a cheery person. I'd like to say I'm not like listening to the teacher's lesson like 4 pi this square the whatever. I'm not obviously smiling during this lesson. I'm concentrating, I'm listening. Or in the hall when I'm walking to my class and I have a serious face on, I don't know, I just have a serious face on. And when I get asked what's wrong and nothing is wrong, it just annoys me, because it's like, is there actually something wrong with me when my face is like that? Because I don't smile 24/7, and I know that's not necessarily good, but I do smile majority of the time. I'd like to say I'm a really cheery person. I laugh a lot. You can ask anyone that knows me personally. I laugh at jokes like so easily and etc. So when my face is not smiling, I guess people think, I don't know, something's wrong with me, when it's not. I just am not in the mood to be smiling. So when people ask me what's wrong 24/7, it kind of bothers me a little bit. The next one is chewing with your mouth open. And I didn't pick the one where I hate when you can hear people chew, because honestly, you can't really control that. Everyone chews differently and loudly on certain things than others. You can't do anything about it. It's just, you know, it happens. People chew. I don't want to be rude and be like, I can't listen to you chew, it's disgusting. Because I know I'm a loud chewer. I don't know how many of you guys that are watching are or understand this, because it's true. I mean, it's hard to control how loud and how low you chew, if that makes sense. But chewing with your mouth open is a different thing. You can close that mouth while you chew, and it sounds weird, but I find it disgusting when you can see everything that is in that mouth of someone's that's chewing. It's just gross. I find that like unpolite, and again, mannerisms are everything. Another one is bad manners. I hate when people have bad manners. Just the littlest things, like opening a door or something for someone, taking like 0.5 seconds out of your day, and that person doesn't even acknowledge you. Like, you couldn't have said thank you. I understand sometimes they're in a rush or whatever, I get it. I can sometimes see the look on their face. They're like stressed, trying to get to class, whatever. But I don't understand the point of certain mannerisms. Or if you wave to somebody, they don't wave back and they clearly saw you. Or you're kind of trying to have a conversation, they kind of blow you off. I just feel like manners, again, are everything. I'm huge on manners. Now this one sounds really weird, but I don't like dirty socks and dirty feet. That sounds gross, but I don't like when people walk into my house with socks that are like black on the bottom. I find it disgusting, first of all, and I just find it kind of unhygienic. I mean, even if you did shower, I don't like that. I always have extra socks in my dance bag, and that may sound weird, but after I dance around at school in the dance studio, I take off those socks and put on clean ones, because I just don't like dirty socks. And that sounds kind of OCD, but think about it. You're walking into somebody's house or a guest house and you have black socks. I don't know. I don't know what impression that gives about you or whatever, but that's just what I think. And then the last one is getting woken up early in the morning for no reason. And this one, again, doesn't happen to me a ton, but when my mom's vacuuming in the morning, or there's just like maybe a little tiff or a fight in my household downstairs in the kitchen or main level, you can hear it while you're sleeping, and it's just, it wakes you up, and for no apparent reason. Especially when you've had a late night doing like homework, or a late night out with your friends or something, you come back and you just want to sleep, or sometimes you go to bed at like 1, 2, 3, depending, and you go to bed, and then in the morning it just ticks me off, because as soon as I fall asleep, as soon as I'm woken up, I do not fall back asleep if it is like an early time in the morning. It is really hard for me. So that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoy watching. My battery is about to die and I kind of tried to speed through this a little bit. It sounds a little bit bad, but I just want to get through it because, I don't know, I've been meaning to put this up for a while. So if you kind of got the wrong impression on this video, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it to come off any specific way. I just kind of wanted to express my feelings on my pet peeves and what bothers me and kind of annoys me a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not going to tag anyone because it's kind of an old tag and I don't really know who's going to do it. So I tag everybody that's watching, and you can leave it as a video request down below. Not video request, a video response down below, or you can just put some of your pet peeves in the comments down below as well, so I can, you know, get a gist for some of yours and maybe be like, oh, I forgot that one. That one's so true. That annoys me as well. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and definitely leave requests down below of what you guys would like to see. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.